The question is, I want to ask you, and I want you to just type whichever answer you think is right. But the question is, if I draw a line here, right where I'm hovering over, what is the probability that you think the price should break above that line? What are the odds of price breaking above that line? And if you've seen that as a pattern, how often do you think price do break that line? Well, I'm going to draw this line, but before I draw this line, I want to change things around a little bit. I want to change my candle type to Ikenashi. Okay. Now with Ikenashi, I'm going to grab the higher high of the swing high, which I'm only going to use the wicks of the swing high. Let me expand this a little bit so I can see or tell which one is the highest, which happens to be right around here. Okay, I'm gonna use this as the higher high of all times. I'm gonna draw a swing, use that as my swing high, a little bit, slightly just below the candle body. Okay, I'm gonna draw that as a zone right where we are, right here. And then on the other hand, I'm gonna expand it a little bit. Actually, I don't even need to expand it. I don't need to expand it. I just need to draw the second zone, which is corresponding to this level, with the yellow one being the major resistance level. I'm gonna draw intra-week resistance level. Okay, the intra-week resistance level here. I'm gonna grab this candle right here from the wick of the top of the wick to the body of the candle. And if I draw this intraday, I mean intra-week, I actually let me specify which one is which, so we know what I'm talking about here. Let's paint this red. Okay, so if we look at the red zone here, we do see that today price did hit this red zone, which was the previous day high, not the previous day high, previous few weeks high, and also in within that few weeks, price has been oscillating within this zone, or which is the resistance level, and we have just hit that resistance level. What does that tell you? To me, that just tells me that we are looking for um, we're looking for a bear momentum here at this point, or where we are. We're looking for a bear momentum. It doesn't really matter whether we have a doji or we don't have a doji. What is really going on here is that if you look close enough, you see that the wicks being built by these dojis are almost linear, or are almost in a straight line. They are almost flat. Okay, they are almost flat, meaning that the stairs is not being built correctly at this point. So with that in mind, if we take a look at today's chart, okay, I'm going to look at the 15-minute chart. The 15-minute chart has just hugged that level right there, and it's been oscillating around that. And we should probably be, we should start seeing some little bit of a pullback signal starting to form. We should start expecting a doji to be forming right around there. And once we see that doji is when we should really be cautious of whether the next week is going to be positive or is going to be negative. But on my point of view, or from my point of view, I do see that next week has a very high potential of being bearish. Okay, and if it does happen to be bearish, we have key levels to keep in mind. I'm going to use this candle right here. I'm going to use this candle right here, the red one. I'm going to draw a line around it. I will correct that later because it's not clearly seen right now. Um, but if I click on it once again, right there. Okay, let's zoom that candle in a little bit. If we zoom that candle, actually, I might have just hit. I just got it right. Let's just leave it as it is. So if I use that candle right there, you will see that that has been a little bit of a spinning stop. There's been a lot of spinning stops there, meaning candles which are very tiny, but also they have wicks on both ends. Okay, there has been a lot of spinning stops in that zone. That zone became our support zone. which is what you see right here. By that support zone, that's what you see right here. If I go ahead and mark that, this is your support zone. And also this was a resistance zone on the downtrend from that previous higher high. And so this zone here is what we would target, if we start to bounce on Monday coming next week from this level. However, we we do not really want to count very much on the bounce as well at the same time. But my prediction is would be that we have a 60-40% chance of reversal, or actually a 70-30%. Let me call it. We have a 70-30% of reversal, meaning that from where we are right now, we are at all-time high. We should bounce to this level here and be able to hug this line right here at around somewhere here. I don't know how many days that would take, but for us to hit that, if we take a quick measurement from where right there, uh, let's say right here, uh, yeah, let's say right here, okay, for us to cover this, for us to cover this, that is approximately 5 days, 4 days, 4 days, 5 days. Okay, so that takes us to September 18th, around that level, around that time. So on the September 18th, that's what we would be expecting. So we are expecting this move, that move to the downside, and just having that move kind of should tell us a lot about um, you know either 3 days or 4 days or whichever days. Just it's just should be a beautiful move. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's what I would do as far as my you know my access is concerned, or not just access, but as far as my direction of trading is concerned, to access those other levels with the trend. I would have to trade the trend as well. Stick with the trend and just don't trade against the trend. You will be good. Anyways, with that in mind, I want to stop this here. And if you have any questions, any other questions about technical analysis, just reach out to me. Leave questions in a comment, like, or if this had a subscription button, you would subscribe, of course. But yeah, leave a like, comment, boost, or whatever it is, and stick around, and let's do this together. Okay. Um, Check me out later for other tips and